Bruce Boccia has one resilient team on his hands. With major injuries to key players, most clubs would say, I'll wait till next year. But not these Giants. Thanks to a pitching staff that features 4 All-Stars, the NL West leaders have clawed their way to 50 wins before the All-Star break. Tonight, they take on the Mets in the last series of the first half. Next.
It's Orange Friday here at AT&T Park as the Giants welcome in the New York Mets for Game 1 of this 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Giants end up splitting with the Padres. They had to win the last 2 to do that. It'll be an all-star tonight on the mound for the Giants, and his name is Ryan Vogelsong.
Well, you look at Ryan Vogelsong's year, it's phenomenal. I mean, low 2 ERA, 6-1 win-loss, but there's one bump on the road. Now, he didn't get a loss, but his second start was in New York against these Mets. He only went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, walked 4, and gave up 5 earned runs. And you know what? That's kind of wearing on him. So tonight, he would like to atone for that start and do a whole lot better.
And it'd be his last start before the All-Star game on Tuesday in Phoenix. All right, when we come back, Amy G is going to take a look at Nate Schierholtz. He has been Nate the Great, and it'll be Amy about Nate right after this.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by AT&T and by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
San Francisco Giants fans on the cable car on their way to celebrate the much-anticipated Orange Friday. It's here for the San Francisco Giants, and they are 2-2 so far on this homestand and begin a new series this evening as they're set to begin game 1 of a 3-game series against the New York Mets. Welcome back. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and while all eyes were on Barry Zito last night, fans have been watching Nate Schierholtz all season. A breakout year for Schierholtz. He's been dubbed Nate the Great, not just for his defensive prowess, but his offensive prowess as well. He's our Farmers Insurance report card this evening. It began back in April when he smoked a ball into the upper deck of Coors Field. Dwayne Kuiper and John Miller are going to take you the rest of the way.
Schierholtz spins around, and he's going to play it off the bricks, and he gets to it. And here's his throw into second. And they got him! Into right field. Schierholtz is going to dive, and that's the ball game! I don't believe it.
He's hit to right field. Willingham's going to try for third. Schierholtz with the strong arm. It's there, and he's out! What a throw!
High drive, right field, down the line, out of here, game time. And a base hit to left field, and this game is over. Nate the Great does it again. Schierholtz, high to right, but Venable is at the wall. It is out of here, and we are going home.
Well, it's always a big night here at AT&T Park. Nate the Great's in the lineup. All-star Ryan Vogelsong will be on the hill for the Giants. And legendary sports broadcasters Al Michaels and Bob Costas will be joining us later on in the show. All right, first pitch in moments. But coming up, we're going to take you to our Sportsnet Central studios for an update. Hang around.
2 minutes back here, and we're doing a big league baseball game.
Mets and the Giants in game one of this three-game series. Game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open right now. 60 degrees here at the yard. We've got light winds at 5 miles per hour, humidity at 71%, and there's always a chance in San Francisco that fog could show up. All right, let's take a look at the New York Mets lineup. And it looks like this. It'll be Angel Pagan to lead things off, followed by Justin Turner. Then it's Carlos Beltran, who's an all-star this year, and he's got all-star numbers, big numbers. Followed by Daniel Murphy, then Jason Bay. Lucas Duda. Duda's going to hit in the 6th slot. Then it's Tolley, Tejada, and R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer. And that's your Mets lineup. You see Bruce Bochy, who's managed his team to 50 wins in the first half. 39 losses. They're 11 games over 500. They've got a 2-game lead on the Diamondbacks. And they've played really good baseball at home, where they're 26-15. They have, however, slipped a little bit against the National League East this year. They're 5-11. Of course, the Mets qualify as being in the National League East. So the Mets take the field, or make that the Giants take the field. The Mets will be coming up, and it's Ryan Vogelsong leading this team out of the dugout.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers for Ryan Vogelsong. 6-1, 2.13 ERA, and that is a great first half. 84 1/3, 70 hits allowed, 27 walks against 68 strikeouts. Not a whole lot that he has not accomplished in this first half. His all-star first half. Against these Mets, however, in New York, he went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, walked 4, gave up 5 earned runs, was in a no decision. Giants won that game. But that really has been the one bump in the road, and that particular night didn't have the great command of his fastball that we are accustomed to seeing him have. And it was a little bit of a struggle, as evidenced by the 4 walks. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball that'll go 90-94, depending on the grip. He's got a slider, curveball, and a changeup. But he is a dart thrower with that good fastball. And you'll definitely be aware of what type of night he's going to have by the type of fastball he commands early in the game. Defensively behind Ryan Vogelsong, the Giants are going to set it up this way. Starting in your outfield, Rowan joined by Torres and Schierholtz. That's your outfield. Crawford and Sandoval, they'll be on the left side of the infield. Tejada and Huff will be on the right side, and Eli Whiteside will be in the squad putting down the signs. And that is your Giants defense. The Giants as a team have made 58 errors. The Mets as a team have made 53. Time now for our United Airlines leaders of the game, and Ryan Vogelsong will be that man. 1.01 home ERA. That's the second lowest in the major leagues this season. In 7 games and 6 starts, he's 3-1. The only guy with a better ERA at home than Ryan Vogelsong is Jaime Garcia with the St. Louis Cardinals. So suffice to say that Vogelsong likes the friendly confines of AT&T Park.
And you can't blame him. Once again, we've got the sun-splashed hitting background. Is Angel Pagan waiting on Vogelsong as we are just about ready for the first pitch of this ball game. And here it is, and it is inside. So we get underway at 7:17. Pagan hitting .259, 2 home runs, 25 RBIs. Mets have been playing some good baseball. They've won 4 of their last 5. As this has popped up, and it could be playable. Sandoval over by the Giants dugout, and he will squeeze it. And that's how this game gets started.
Well, you're right about the Mets, and it's been going on for a couple weeks. 10-5 in their last 15 games. And they've got some hot spots in that lineup.
However, Justin Turner's not one of them. He's 3 for his last 21. I mentioned they've won 4 of 5. The loss in those 5 games came yesterday. It was Clayton Kershaw who shut him out, as the Dodgers beat the Mets yesterday 6-0.
Now the Mets have more road victories than any other team in the National League, so you know they're comfortable when they're living out of hotels.
Turner hitting .263 as he pops this one out of play, and that evens the count at a ball and a strike. The big dog in this lineup is Beltran. He's on deck. This is the note on the Mets. Mike mentioned the 10 of their last 15, the 26 road wins, and they've been playing good.
Now, that's a confident team.
Low to Justin Turner. Pagan and Turner both have never faced Vogelsong before.
Turner, a Californian out of Bellflower, California, in Southern California, went to Cal State Fullerton. So I would imagine he has a pass less than a half tonight.
Ricochets to Tejada, and Tejada will make the play. 2 down.
So all you try and do as a pitcher is just get a piece of anything coming back up the middle, and it paid off for Vogelsong.
May 3rd, Beltran did this to Vogelsong. It was a rough first inning for Vogelsong. He hadn't had many of those.
Beltran really put on a show in that series in New York. And he's going to Arizona Tuesday.
Selected by Bruce Bochy. Bounce foul. No balls and 1 strike.
Now you talk to the Mets people, and they'll tell you that he and Jose Reyes have been a great 1-2 punch. Last 12 games, red hot.
0-1 pitch. Low and away to even the count at a ball and a strike.
Giants really do catch a break. The hottest man on the planet, Jose Reyes, got put on the disabled list with a hamstring problem, and he is not going to be playing this series.
That was not the case when the Giants played this team in New York, although in New York, Jason Bay was on the shelf. Also, David Wright still not back. But that hasn't prevented the Mets from playing good baseball. Two-one pitch to Beltran. Swinging a foul. It's 2-2. Mets are 11-9 against the National League West. They took 3 out of 4 from the Dodgers. As Vogelsong gets the sign and the target. And he got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants are coming up. And the knuckleballer R.A. Dickey will face this lineup. It'll be Torres, Crawford, and then Pablo Sandoval. Good numbers against the Mets. Then Huff, followed by Schierholtz, Rowan. Tejada will hit 7th. Whiteside a home run last night, 8th, and then Vogelsong 9th.
On the hill tonight for the New York Mets will be R.A. Dickey, 6'2", 225-pounder out of Nashville, Tennessee. In his 6th year at the big league level, and he is a knuckleball pitcher. There you see his numbers, 4-7, 3.68 ERA. And one thing about a knuckleballer, they eat up innings, 107 2/3 innings. That's a lot. 109 hits allowed. He's got a 2-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. And basically, he's a 2-pitch guy. A fastball that'll run him 82 to 86. And the knuckleball, which could float in there anywhere from 72 to 78 miles per hour. Every once in a while, he'll throw a little nickel slider in there, but and there you see the knuckleball gets thrown about 77.7% of the time, and there's your average speed. Changeup, he just kind of shows that, doesn't show you a whole lot.
Andres Torres takes low, hitting .226, 3 home runs, 14 driven in. Torres is 4 for 12 on the homestand, with Crawford to follow. Torres, Crawford, and Whiteside are the only 3 in this lineup that have never faced R.A. Dickey before.
I like that stat. Throws changeups 2% of the time. 2 out of every 100 pitches he throws is a changeup.
Foul back. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So if you're a hitter, that pitch doesn't even exist in your mind.
If he throws you a changeup, you have to wonder, why did he choose me to throw the changeup to?
You probably get about a half an attitude because he did choose you.
I'm thinking that it wasn't even a changeup. It was a knuckleball that didn't knuckle, and somebody wrote down changeup.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Two and 2. Torres waits and fouls it.
Let's check out the defense for the Mets playing behind Dickey tonight. It'll be Bay, Pagan, and Beltran. That's your outfield. Tejada and Murphy on the left side. Turner and Duda on the right side. And Tolle will be in the squad doing the catching.
Down the right field line. That is a foul ball. Started out looking good.
Well, you make a mistake up right now to Andres Torres, and he is going to make you pay. He is smoking the ball. Mistakes, he's not missing them. Even knuckleballers, watch up around the belt. Whap, and that was solid.
And another 2-2 pitch. And Torres lines this one right at the leaping Tejada. All right, let's check in with Amy G for the first time. All right, we'll get back to Amy G. We have some audio problems. But just by reading Amy G's lips, it was good stuff.
Oh, yeah, great stuff. Major league scoopage.
Here's Crawford. Not sure how many knuckleballers Crawford has faced in his life. And he bluffs a bunt and he takes a strike. Sandoval to follow. 1 ball and 1 strike.
A lot of different techniques and philosophies about how to hit a knuckleball, but basically the same way you hit a sinker is how you want to go after hitting a knuckleball. And that is the one that starts off just above your knees. Let that one go, because it's going to drop out of nowhere into nowhere. The one that's above the belt, that's the one you want to have at it. Look for something up.
Well, Crawford has shown that he's got a pretty decent eye. Although, eyeballing a knuckleballer is way different than eyeballing anything else. And he knew that. He watched that one come up fairly high, and then it falls right into the strike zone.
That's kind of a pitch that you kind of have to chalk up to education. The first time you hit off a knuckleballer, and like Kipe said, we don't know how many he's hit off of. But it's a weird experience, believe me. You're kind of overmatched.
Sandoval at 3-0-2. Bounces this one right back to Dickey, and that'll end the inning. After 1, 0-0.
Annual Stretch Drive. It's a fundraiser to raise money for the Great Junior Giants program that the Giants put on and helps kids in need play the great game of baseball. And they put me in a room with some crazy people. Look who we got here. Vida, we got Dave, we got Bill, we got our lovely Comcast talent back there, Jim and Jamie, and they're taking your calls right now, 877-JR-GIANT, or you can log on to juniorgiants.org. Gentlemen?
All right. Thanks, Amy. I told you it'd be good. Here's Daniel Murphy. It's nice to see our old friends, Vida, Bill Lasky.
Vida does not get old.
Dave Trevecki. Vida does not.
Ageless. Lasky, on the other hand.
Meaning Lasky and Trevecki do?
Oh, yeah.
At the knees to Murphy, hitting right at 300. 5 home runs, 35 RBIs. 0 for 2. Those are his only at-bats career-wise against Vogelsong. 2 balls and 1 strike. In that start that Vogelsong had in New York, he allowed 3 runs in the first inning.
Oh, Sire. He just had a busy.
Phones are busy. That was a fake pickup right there. Closemore with the fake pickup. Here's Tejada. And Tejada throws him out. I can tell a fake phone pickup at any time. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Yeah, fake.
Jim, we're calling you out here.
Yeah, Jim's calling Jamie. Here's Jason Bay. Jason Bay, 248, 6 home runs, 28 RBIs.
From British Columbia, Canada. 9th year at the big league level. Former Rookie of the Year. He's got some credentials.
Two balls and no strikes. Lucas Duda on deck. And the 2-0 delivery to Jason Bay is not close, and it's 3-0. With that, Vogelsong will take a little bit of a walk.
These guys former teammates in Pittsburgh.
Know each other very well. And a strike, and it's 3-1. That was never a problem for you, was it?
Yeah, it was. If I was throwing to an old teammate that I really liked, it was hard to pitch inside.
So that explains the fact that we didn't know each other when you faced me, and you didn't have a problem pitching inside.
No, I had no problem pitching you inside. I thought you were a hot dog.
Yeah. Now, however, that would be much different.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't do it.
I would bunt now. Because I've seen you moving around lately.
It's not good.
There's a foul on the play. Now, I might not make it to first, but at least I can get something down.
Well, and the problem is when you get close to a teammate, I mean, you know their wife, you know their children, and it can be a problem to pitch aggressively inside. At least it was for me. Guy I didn't care too much for, not a problem.
Breaking ball, and it goes through the legs of Eli Whiteside. First base runner in the game. Giants Baseball and Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Post your comments about the Giants on the Big O Tires sports blog at csnbayarea.com. Here's Duda. hit into center field right at Andres Torres. And on one pitch, Duda is retired. And that'll bring up Josh Tolle, the catcher for the New York Mets. Tolle put on a pretty good show against the Giants swinging the bat. He struggled a little bit defensively, but offensively, he laid out some ropes in that 3-game series. Rockies beat the Nationals tonight 3-2. Arizona leading the Cardinals 7-3. That game in the 8th inning.
Two-seam fastball just a little bit low. We don't know David Rackley, the plate umpire. So we're learning his strike zone as you are.
See Welke, Miller, and Reynolds around the horn. It's 1-0 to Josh Tolle. Tolle 261, a home run, 21 RBIs, 2 for 2. Lifetime against Ryan Vogelsong, the All-Star.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
It really does. Vogelsong, no decision in Detroit. 2 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings. Down the left field line, Rowan will watch this one drift about 3 rows back. We do have more junior Giants here tonight. We had 1,000 of them yesterday receiving gloves from Brian Wilson. Great to see him at the park. This kid's in a situation where they don't get to see a lot of Major League Baseball games. Back on the dive is Jason Bay.
Tolle's got an unusual habit when he gets into his crouch, getting ready to hit. He swings that bat, taps the ground, swings that bat, taps the ground, keeps it going. And those are things you see when you're on the mound.
Inside, Tolle jumps back. It's 3-2 now. Jason Bay will be on the move. Top of the 2nd inning. Runner goes, and the walk. So 2 walks by Vogelsong here in the 2nd.
Coach wants to know where that last pitch was, fighting for his pitcher. I think David Rackley called it correctly. It was down and it was away. Set up in the outside corner. See the movement. Didn't miss by much. Certainly a pitch you want, but not many umpires, I would believe, would give that. Especially early in the 1st. I mean, if you're going to get anything like that as a pitcher, you kind of have to earn it.
Here's Ruben Tejada, the shortstop for the Mets. And he steals a strike on a breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
Ruben Tejada attempting to fill some very impressive shoes. Jose Reyes, all-star, hitting .354 with 30 stolen bags. He was a catalyst for this Mets team. And a lot of people back east thought that Jose Reyes should be the MVP in the first half if such awards were given. So with Reyes on the disabled list, Tejada getting some playing time. And he's done a nice job.
One ball and one strike to Tejada. No home runs, 18 driven in. 2-0. He does have a base to play with the pitcher on deck. But you can get that 8th place hitter. You got that pitcher leading off the next inning.
The song is missing just a little bit. The good thing is he's down. He's just trying to shave corners. Perhaps be a little too fine with his targeting. Better to miss down than to miss up.
Dickey on deck. It's 2-1. Crawford, Tejada side retired. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, 2 left. It'll be Huff to lead things off.
It's when Jim Ray Hart ties a modern major league record with 6 RBIs in 1 inning. The 5th with a 3-run homer and a 3-run triple. Hart is the first player in 59 years to accomplish this feat. The Giants score 11 in the frame. Hart also hits for the cycle as the Giants rout the Braves 13-0.
Have a night.
I miss Jim Ray Hart.
I do too. Kind of lost track of Jim Ray.
I always thought that was a great baseball name.
Yeah. Here's Aubrey Huff. Huff 1 for 9 against the knuckleballer. Hitting at .241. Huff 3 for 17 on the homestand. A little bit of a scuffle going. I can't imagine anybody that ever played this game, if they're struggling, say, boy, I can't wait to face the knuckleballer tonight. This is dribbled. And Dickey will throw on to first. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Well, gentlemen, this is a big deal, the stretch drive, and big enough deal that the president of the Giants, Larry Bear, coming down to talk about it a little bit. And this is a program close to your heart, isn't it? The Junior Giants.
It really is, Amy. You know, 17,000 kids play Junior Giant baseball. Some of them are here, I think, from Richmond Junior Giants. And these are kids that wouldn't be playing baseball if it wasn't for the Junior Giants. Low-income neighborhoods. They're provided fields. They're provided equipment. And the stretch drive really is a key funding source for Junior Giants. So we're really proud of the response already tonight, and we encourage people to help the kids play baseball. It's the players of the future, and it keeps the kids in a healthy environment.
Well, and you have made it very fun for people to donate and affordable for people to donate. And they get something back for $44. This little guy, that's kind of cool.
How about that? That's a bobblehead, and it's a Willie McCovey bobblehead. I can't say enough about what Willie McCovey, by lending his name and lending his support, has done. The players have contributed. $44 gets you a bobblehead. There was a presentation made to the players in the clubhouse the other night, and a couple of players immediately wrote $4,400 checks. So we're off to a really good start. We think we can raise about $200,000.
All right, and quickly, if you would like to donate, it is 877-JR-GIANT. You got a bunch of people standing by, or just log on to juniorgiants.org and make your donation today. And thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot, Amy, and thanks to everybody contributing to help the kids.
All right, guys, let's go back to you.
All right, Schierholtz, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rowan to follow. That's the knuckleball at 58 miles an hour.
Well, he will definitely mix a few speeds with it. That's kind of the balloon knuckleball.
And Schierholtz out swinging. Second strikeout.
You would think that in San Francisco it would be a good environment for a knuckleball. I mean, they like a little humidity in the air, and they like wind. And you got that very thing here in San Francisco. Let's take a look at our Ultra Bowl, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. You can see the grip. 2 fingers right behind the seam. And you want to throw with very dead wrist action, almost like a push, because you do not want any rotation on the ball.
Here's Rowan. Rowan looks at a strike. Giants had good at bats against R.A. Dickey early on, and that's off of Rowan's foot in that start in New York. So far, that has not been the case, although Andres Torres had a good at bat as he lined out to the shortstop, Tejada. Rowan flips it into center field, and Pagan will run it down. 6 up, 6 down. R.A. Dickey will lead things off. Sydney from Marin wants to know, who are your favorite announcers when you were growing up?
Well, Vin Scully and Jerry Doggett, the Dodger announcers, were my favorite. And I like Mel Allen. You saw so many Yankees in postseason play. Mel Allen was always there. I always liked his voice.
Yeah, well, I don't think I ever saw a televised game with my favorite team, the Milwaukee Braves. You see Al Michaels and Bob Costas. They were not my favorites.
They are now.
Maybe. But I had Earl Gillespie and Blaine Welsh, who were the radio voices of the Milwaukee Brewers. Here's Dickey, who takes a strike.
Braves?
Milwaukee Braves. Did I say Brewers?
Yes.
Milwaukee Braves. 0-1 pitch to Dickey, who's 2 for 26 as he bounces this one. And it's going to be Crawford from the hole. Nice play.
Oh, he's sweet. So relaxed. So balanced. Well, Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. Visit thesolarco.com for details about their new zero-down lease with monthly payments as low as $99 for qualified buyers.
So Dickey retired on the ground ball, and that'll bring up Pagan.
I want to make a comment about that play by Brandon Crawford, which we've seen consistently from him since he's got to the big leagues. Now remember, R.A. Dickey's running, and a lot of young shortstops or infields, when they come up, they have a tendency to hurry a play even when they don't have to. And Crawford did not. He set his feet, he got his balance underneath the throw, and made a strong throw to first because he knew he didn't have to rush with R.A. Dickey, the pitcher, running. It's true. And those are things that you see and the really good defensive players have early on. I mean, they get it quickly, and Crawford is one of those guys.
Pagan popped out to Pablo Sandoval to start out the ball game. Here he takes in tight. Justin Turner on deck. No score here at AT&T Park. Another sellout crowd. And the 2-1 delivery is low, and it's 3-1.
Vogelsong not quite as crisp with the fastball command as we've seen him have the last couple starts.
Lifted into shallow left center field. And Rowan in front of Torres, 2 outs.
You know, the other thing too, when you are a first-time all-star and you get named to an all-star team, you kind of get a little semicircle on the back of your uniform, and that's a target. People want to knock you down a step, and they want to say that they had a good night against an all-star. So things change a little bit.
That's right. You go from being, well, he's the number 5th starter to, oh, he's the all-star. Strike to Turner.
But the best part about it is when you're named an all-star, that's a handle that stays with you the rest of your life.
Sandoval. Tough. Miguel Tejada will lead things off. Way to go, Dad.
That is a fact.
Here's Tejada. Tejada takes outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Tejada 2 for 11 against the knuckleballer. It is the strangest thing to face a knuckleballer. There's Lucille sporting the pants.
Oh, yeah. Those are made especially for the Giants by the loudmouthgolf.com company.
One and one to Tejada. Giants have not had a base runner as this is bounced to the second baseman Turner. And that's 7 up, 7 down for R.A. Dickey. Here's Eli Whiteside, who got the Giants on the board first last night with his 3rd home run of the year. Strike to Whiteside, hitting .225, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Right back through the legs, over the bag, into center field, a base hit.
That's a weird feeling when you're on the mound and a guy hits one between your legs. And your first thought is you should catch it. And that's exactly how Dickey felt.
Your second thought is just glad he didn't hit you.
It does cross your mind. Let's watch right through the wickets. Whoop. And
hey, he did what an infielder does.
Looked at his glove.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the Ultimo, our Toyota Ultimo. There you can see the no rotation or spin on the baseball. Good look at it.
Vogelsong bunts it foul. One of the things that he takes a lot of pride in is ability to do everything, including laying down a sacrifice bunt. It's a hit and run, and he bounces it over third, and Whiteside's on the move. It'll be first and third with 1 out. And Bruce Bochy, a little bit of a gamble, and it paid off.
Now the third baseman will definitely determine if you go into the butcher play, if you go too aggressive. Daniel Murphy coming down the line. This is our forward right choice, and Vogelsong, who handles the bat well, takes the read from the third baseman, pulls it back. Butcher boys it over his head. The Giants get a first and third just like that. Right there, the play in front of Eli Whiteside. He knows it's an easy take, a third. A forward right choice.
Here's Andres Torres. Torres lined out to Tejada. Here he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Mets playing at double play depth up the middle. And this is backhanded by Tolley in a nice play. It's 2-0.
Oh, that was a nice play. I mean, that's not the conventional way to block, but you get a knuckleball and he throws it in the dirt, you got to run at third base. It's like anything you can do. You're going to have a little time because he's not going to throw it that hard. It's not like trying to block a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but still, it's not predictable.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Had a little greed in that 2-0 swing. Let's take a look at the hack. 2-0, get a knuckleball.
Down the right field line, this will be foul. It's 2-2.
Guy had it played perfectly.
Yes, he did.
Brought his glove. Hey, we're his homies. Nice going. Is that oh, it's a little girl. Nice going.
2-2 to Torres. Got him. Need a strikeout, got a strikeout.
Floats one right up there around the letters.
That's kind of where you want it.
Yeah, it is. You want one up. Exactly. Drops down around the belt.
Crawford struck out looking in the first. So at least he has had a chance to see R.A. Dickey once. And he was ready this time. No balls and 1 strike. Couple of hits this inning. Crawford trying to break this tie. Side retired as Tejada steps on the bag, and the Giants let one of those opportunities slip away.
Four Giants to win the All-Star Game MVP since 1962. The 4 Giants to win the All-Star Game MVP.
We should maybe look at the retired numbers.
Those are hints.
Yeah, you know, he made an effort. Come on. Check in with AMG.
All right, gentlemen. The Giants made a couple of moves today. They placed outfielder Bill Hall on the 15-day disabled list. He received a nasty gash in his shin last night when he was spiked, and actually this afternoon was awaiting a plastic surgeon to visit him to make sure he was going to be healing okay. And they activated Mike Fontenot, who's been doing very well with the Fresno Grizzlies. Fontenot said he feels very good. He's been able to let it go the last couple of games and is ready to help the club out. Gentlemen.
All right, here's Carlos Beltran. Beltran struck out looking to end the first. And the first pitch is high. This is the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. These are the guys with the thump. Beltran, Murphy, and Jason Bay. And the 1-0 delivery, and Beltran swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Back it up. Change up, change up.
Outfield pretty much straight away. Hit the left. Hit pretty well. Rowan back. Rowan at the wall, and it's off the wall. And Beltran's got a double. First hit of the game.
I'm not sure how well Rowan saw this. Fastball away. Nice job of going the opposite way by Beltran. And it's slicing away from Rowan. Looks like he may have overran it right there towards the end. I'm not sure how much of this ball he actually saw.
I agree.
It is a tough sky right now. It's dusk. And fly balls could get lost. And I think that's what happened to him. He lost it.
Here's Murphy, who bounced out to Tejada. And he's going to bunt. And Vogelsong will get the out. And he gets it. And there's the rare time you'll see a cleanup hitter with a sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, that's not something you see a whole lot of. That's kind of respect for the guy out there on the mound. So it immediately becomes a strikeout situation as Jason Bay steps in with the runner at third and one out.
Giants to pull the infield in. Bay drew a walk in the second. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
A good middle away hitter, good low ball hitter.
They're going to come in, and they jam to Bay as he rolls it foul, and now it's another again 2. So really good pitch by Ryan Vogelsong.
Soft stuff away, hard stuff in. The 2-pitch sequence opened him up with a curveball and a good one to steal strike 1. And they set up right on that inside corner and 2-seam him, and he rolls right over the top of it. So a quick 0-2 and a chance to get the strikeout that he's looking for.
Very high, probably by design. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That was the elevator fastball.
Nice play by Eli Whiteside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pressure's on the catcher. Anytime you call that breaking ball, you want it down low. Two and 2.
Vogelsong slowing things down here. Pretty good pitch right there. Bruce Bochy cannot believe there was no strike 3 called on it.
My goodness.
They set up in the outside corner. Goes right across the middle, and I got to believe that Rafferty perhaps thought it was a bit high.
Looked like Jason Bay started to depart. And the walk.
3 walks tonight so far by Vogelsong. And that last one was an easy take. Yeah, she brought her glove. All right, Mom. Raising her right.
Here's Lucas Duda. He lined out to Andres Torres. Beltran at third. Bay is at first. Down low, 1 ball and no strikes. So Vogelsong digging deep right now to try to get the strikeout or the double play ball.
Well, you pitch early for the ground ball. If you get to a 0-2 or a 1-2, then you take your shot at a strikeout. So you should see sinkers and hard sliders, or whatever you throw. It should be something that has movement that breaks down.
Two and 0.
Giants fans are not used to watching Vogelsong be consistently behind the count. He's usually automatic 0-1, a lot of 1-2s, 0-2s. It has been the opposite tonight. A lot of hitters counts have been created by Vogelsong. He's not been sharp with his command.
3-0.
He's a little frustrated right now with the strike zone, and this week he need to take a walk. "28 balls, 27 strikes, the first 55 pitches for Vogelsong.
And a strike. You had to be careful there. It's 3-1.
Now, Duda's got power. He proved that when he played at SC. Tore up the Pac-10. A lot of good power numbers.
Crawford, Tejada at double play depth. It's 3-1 to Lucas Duda. And the walk. The Whiteside goes out. Josh Tolley drew a walk in the second. See if Vogelsong can get out in front to Tolley. One ball and no strikes.
Again, behind the count.
Pretty good breaking ball, just broke too much down low.
Well, it would have been a great 0-1, 0-2 pitch, not a good first pitch.
On the ground, could be a pair. 4, 6, 3. How about that? Just what the doctor ordered. It remains 0-0.
Brought to you by AT&T. Question tonight. Name the 4 Giants to win the All-Star Game MVP since 1962. Our survey said, well, Willie Mays, Juan Marichal, Willie McCovey, and Bobby Bonds.
Yeah.
And Mays did it twice. It's hard to believe Bonds never won one.
Those guys played more innings. You know, you get a better chance of winning. It's usually now, if you go 1 for 3 or 1 for 2 with the big hit, you're the MVP.
That's right.
Just ask Brian McCann. Here's Sandoval facing R.A. Dickey. And a strike to Sandoval, who bounced one back to the pitcher in the first inning. Sandoval hits one high. Hits it deep. It is off the top of the wall. And the pen is on the move. The pen is on the move. And now he's going to have to hustle back to second.
The pen was on the move.
Oh, my goodness.
I love this guy. Well, we talked about how hard it was to see for Aaron Rowan. Here's another example of it. And Jason Bay going back at this ball with backspin. We're thinking I had a chance to get out of here, but look at this. I mean, that's a ball that if he sees well, he probably catches.
Almost hit him in the back of the head.
And the Panda thought he had him. As he turns around first, he realizes he's got to hustle. But you finally wind him, and he's safe at second, safe and secure. And that, my friends, is New York life.
Here's Aubrey Huff. Huff takes one wide. He hit a slow roller back to the pitcher in the second. On the ground, 2 second. This will be a 4-3 put out and a good out. Because Sandoval is now at third.
Pablo Sandoval now extending his hitting streak to 19 games.
He's got it going.
And, you know, he's doing it with a lot of extra base hits. I mean, it's been a hard streak. It isn't like he's limped along with 19 hits in 18 games. He has put on some power numbers.
So for the second inning in a row, the Giants with a runner at third with less than 2 outs. And here's Schierholtz. And Schierholtz takes low. Mets infield in. Center field. Tagging is Sandoval. 1-0 Giants. Good at bat for Nate Schierholtz.
Indeed it was. Of all the outfielders, the one with the best arm is probably Pagan in center field. The ball just too deep. He had no chance. An easy score for Sandoval. And like Kipe said, a great at bat from Nate Schierholtz. We don't take those sac flies for granted around here.
So Rowan will hit with nobody on and 2 outs. And it's a knuckleball on the inside corner for a strike. Rowan on the ground to third. Murphy. Bad throw. Rowan's aboard. It'll be an error on Murphy.
Well, as my partner that once said, nothing routine about a routine play, and this is an example of it. All the time in the world. And it looked to me, that's got to be an E3.
Very well could be.
Lucas Duda's got to catch that one. Nothing wrong from Daniel Murphy's side of the play.
So here's Tejada. Tejada looks at a pitch down low.
Let's take another look. Duda comes off the bag now. He's going to catch the ball and just drop it into the path of Rowan. That's got to be an E3. It has been ruled an error on Murphy, the third baseman. And I don't think that's the right call.
A bit outside, a rare fastball. Tejada lines it into left center field. That'll be a hit. Rowan will hit the bag and go to third. And Eli Whiteside's got a shot. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. Telling you, he gets better as a second baseman.
No, you might be right, because he has been heating up. It's all starting to come together for Tejada, and it always starts with good pitches to hit. And he's getting something to hit. This is a floater up around the belt. Say you hit a knuckleballer, you want to look up, and this is exactly what he got. And he spanked it. And an easy first to third for Rowan. And Whiteside's batting average has been climbing.
Whiteside hit a ground ball up the middle for a base hit in the third. Big chopper, foul. Last night he hit a home run to get the Giants a 1-0 lead.
Big old first pitch breaking ball. Really not a bad one from Corey Lupke, but it did not impress Eli Whiteside.
That pitch is outside. One ball and one strike. This pop-up is going to be out of play. Whiteside behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And timeout is called right at home plate.
Panda talking to Madison Bumgarner about how he thought he hit that ball enough to get out of the ballpark.
Runner goes. And that almost went to the backstop. It'll be a steal for Tejada, his 4th of the year.
He picked a great pitch to go on, didn't he? Fastball, and I think he tried to reach back and put a little extra on the fastball, and he really pulled it out of the strike zone. And totally really makes a nice play. Ball gets by him, and then Aaron Rowan's going to walk in.
Whiteside out to right field, and coming in is Beltran, and that'll end the inning. Giants on the board. It's 1-0 San Francisco.
1-800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com to find a local agent. We are insurance. We are Farmers by Xfinity, home of the most live sports, and by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's Really Big Chicken Sandwich Combo is back. 2 chicken patties, bacon, and melting cheese, served with a 20-ounce drink, and small seasoned curly fries for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants.
1-0 Giants as we head to the top of the 5th inning. A reminder, the Giants are back on NBC Bay Area Friday, July 15th at 7 p.m. as the Giants will take on the San Diego Padres in San Diego. And all month long in July, NBC Bay Area's Jessica Aguirre and Raj Mathai will bring you a special series of in-depth investigative reports. Discover the Bay Area's most compelling stories weeknights at 11 on Comcast Cable 3 and 703. NBC Bay Area is the proud over-the-air broadcast home of your San Francisco Giants.
All right, here's Vogelsong with the lead, facing Ruben Tejada. Tejada bounced out in the second. He bounced out with a couple of people on base. So Arizona wins. They beat the Cardinals 7-6, and the Rockies win. They beat the Nationals 3-2. Line drive center field and a base hit. So sets it up for the pitcher. Let's check in with Amy.
Well, gentlemen, our search for the World Championship baby continues, and I found a couple that think they might stand a shot at actually winning this thing. We've got Sandra and Randy, and the World Series ended at 7:54 p.m. on November 1st, 2010. And what did you two do afterwards?
We drank some champagne, and it gets a little fuzzy after that.
And that's fine. That's fine. We don't need details. Sandra, you are due, though, right around the right time, right?
Yep, due in August.
Okay. Yep. We don't know what we're having yet, right?
Nope. Okay. It's a surprise.
But it might be the World Championship, baby.
It could be.
It might well be.
All right, well, they're entering to win, and you can enter to win if you're pregnant. CSNBayArea.com for details. And your baby needs to be born August 1st, 7:54 p.m. Guys?
All righty, the 1-0 to Dickey, and Dickey bunts this one, and it rolls foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. I have nowhere to go with this, by the way.
Yeah, once they started talking about the little fuzzy, that was it for me.
You know, and Amy she lights up over this stuff.
Yeah, I've never seen her so excited.
Dickey bounced out to Brandon Crawford. Right now he's trying to bunt.
He will butcher boy too.
And this is a very good bunt. And Huff's only play at first. Textbook. Just a reminder that we're collecting stretch drive donations the old-fashioned way tonight. There's a telethon going on. $44 provides the opportunity for one child to play ball for the season, and it gets you one of these cool Willie McCovey bobbleheads. Toll-free number 1-877-JR-GIANT. Here's Pagan. Pagan is 0 for 2. Good speed at second with Tejada. Vogelsong a look, and Pagan takes high. He's popped out and he's flied out. High drive to right. This is hit very well. Schierholtz is looking up, and it is gone. And just like that, the Mets take the lead on Pagan's 3rd home run of the year.
Got a pretty good pitch to hit, a hanging slider. Take a look at the location. This is elevate on contact. Right there above the belt. He backspins it, and he takes on the deep part of right field. It had the sound, and it had the distance.
So here's Justin Turner. Turner's bounced out twice. Into center field. It's kind of a knuckleball out to Torres. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Beltran.
Would you rather try to hit a knuckleball or try to catch a knuckleball?
Catch.
Even at 95 mile an hour?
Catch. Beltran doubled over Rowan's head in the 4th.
Always like some of the descriptions that guys would have about how to try and hit a knuckleball. My favorite was trying to hit a knuckleball. It was like trying to catch a butterfly with chopsticks.
And that's a solid single for Beltran. So 3 hits in the inning. This is a 2-out single, and that'll bring up Daniel Murphy. Murphy 0 for 1, had a sacrifice bunt in the 4th. Two outs, 1 on. Beltran, not the base stealer he once was. And Murphy takes a strike. That's what Vogelsong wants to do. Get strike 1. He's done it so well during the first half of the season. Torres dead straight away with Murphy at the plate. And a late call strike to make it 0-2.
Mackley had to think a little bit before he made the ring him up call.
That's pretty borderline, but it may very well be a low strike.
Yeah, it's definitely a pitcher strike. That is for sure.
On the ground, fair, past Sandoval. Rowan will get to it as Beltran stops at second.
A nice 2-strike hitting there by Murphy. And right now, Vogelsong's pitching for his life.
That's 4 hits in the inning.
And Jason Bay, who has been hot coming into the series, stepping in to hit. There you see the location mistake, 0-2, and he makes a mistake out over the plate and up. So the fastball, which has been so reliable for Vogelsong tonight, has been erratic.
Bay with 2 walks. Down low, 1 ball and no strikes. And Eli Whiteside, sensing something, goes out to have a word.
Well, if you sense that a pitcher's nibbling and he's not finishing his pitches, I mean, that's something that a catcher knows immediately. And that's one thing you go out there and say, hey, I'm the target. Don't even see this guy in the batter's box. Threw that ball right through me. Try and hit the umpire with it. Finish what you're throwing.
This pop-up is going to be out of play. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Pagan has hit a 2-run home run here in the 5th. And the Mets lead 2-1.
Jason Bay turned around and asked Rackley, the plate umpire, if that pitch was a strike, and Rackley said no. Did you always believe an umpire when he told you?
I was always a little suspicious.
Yeah, me too.
Off the plate, 2 balls and a strike.
And I think that question that he asked the umpire definitely influenced that take.
Yeah, I agree.
Rackley, a rookie umpire.
Well, he gets the call on that one. It's 2-2.
Oh, good pitch. I mean, he definitely established a way prior to that pitch, and I think that Bay was leaning. He was looking middle way, and that thing just exploded right in the inside corner.
It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Saw him was shaken 3 times to get the pitch he wants.
Hit on the ground. Sandoval's got it. He will go to the bag. And it saves the day for Vogelsong. It's a 2-1 Mets lead.
Coors Light Freeze. Can we go back to R.A. Dickey, the pitcher, back in the 3rd inning, leading things off. Got one past the Panda, but there to gobble it up was the Rook, Brandon Crawford. And you can see just how close the Panda came to it. But Crawford said, "Yo, Panda, I got your back." And that's your Coors Light Freeze can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Vogelsong will lead things off. Now the Giants trail. Vogelsong flips one out to short, and Tejada snow cone that one as it rattled around in his glove. 1 out. Next half inning, replacing us will be 2 legends, Bob Costas and Al Michaels. See the facts on both of these gentlemen. It's the first time they will call a major league game together. And they're 2 pretty special broadcasters.
Well, they certainly come into San Francisco and have had fun with the assignment.
Here's Andres Torres. They've studied more for this game than you and I have studied in the last 5 years combined.
Well, you can throw college in there too.
Torres is 0 for 2. Torres now behind. No balls and 2 strikes. high. 1-2. Brandon Crawford to follow.
Knuckleballers last forever.
Yes, they do.
Tim Wakefield with the Red Sox, 44 years old, still dealing.
I think the Arizona Diamondbacks have actually thought about asking Tom Candiotti, come out of the booth. Can you throw a couple innings?
And he would. That's an old knuckleballer.
1-2. Torres up the middle. This is going to just crawl out there, and Turner will slow it down, but Torres is aboard.
Well, fans, next time you want to catch a Giants game, head to StubHub. That's where you'll find a great selection of seats and the freedom to choose where you want to sit. Visit StubHub to search for hard-to-get tickets to, well, how about the next 2 games here against the Mets? StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the San Francisco Giants. So head to StubHub and choose your seats today. StubHub.
Here's Crawford. Here's StubHub. Crawford is struck out. He's bounced out. Maybe a hit and run? Never know. Maybe a steal.
Well, one thing, a knuckleball pitcher has to really be quick because he's not going to put a whole lot of speed on the ball. So basically, if he's throwing a knuckleball, it's a good pitch to steal off of. Doesn't get there very fast, not easy to catch.
And it's going to be a free 90 feet as the ball sticks behind home plate. It could be a pass ball. I don't know if it hit the dirt or not. It's a pass ball.
Oh, my word. That's a pass ball? Wow. That is not a pass ball.
1-0 to Crawford. Crawford waiting on Dickey. 2-0. The Panda on deck. $11 pass balls for Josh Thole, and you wonder why.
Well, because he catches a knuckleballer, that's why.
That's right. That's a good take.
Yeah, if you're Crawford, just sit on a fastball.
He got a rare one. It's 3-1.
Well, you might get another one here, too. That's the fastball. It'll go 83, 85 miles per hour velocity-wise, so it's a fastball that's well below the hitting average. The average fastball at the big league level is 91.
Crawford, he did get one at 86, and it's now 3-2. So now you're all messed up because you literally have. Crawford is choking up just a little bit. Popped him up. Shallow right field, and Beltran puts it away. Nice comeback for Dickey, and now we'll see if they pitch to Sandoval. Remember, Mike and I will be gone for 2 innings. We'll be back in the 8th inning. Al Michaels and Bob Costas will take our spot. Here's the conference.
Well, Tolley's doing all the talking. Look down at Terry Collins, the skipper for the Mets, and we haven't seen the 4 fingers that you would give a catcher indicating an intentional walk for Sandoval. I would be surprised if he got anything to hit at all.
I would too.
But he is a good bad ball hitter, so they pitched to him. They're helping the Giants out. He's been hot.
Well, whatever the intention was with that, finally Sandoval stepped out. Outside corner, no balls and 1 strike.
Well, they're going right at him.
There's Huff. 0-1 to Sandoval. Sandoval on the ground. Falling down is the first baseman, and they got him. Duda fell down. That'll end the inning. Bob Costas, Al Michaels coming in. We'll see you in the 8th.
And Dwayne Kuiper over to the MLBN booth, and Mr. Al Michaels joins me for a couple innings here in the Bay Area.
Look at how clean this place is. I mean, we are slobs. We needed the Mayflower van to take our stuff from one booth to the next. These guys are great. They must do everything off the top of their heads.
I believe they have a whole housekeeping staff. After all, they're here every night.
Of course.
People come in and tidy up after them. Ryan Vogelsong on the short end of a 2-1 score for the moment as he faces Lucas Duda, starting things off in the 6th. Duda has lined to center and walked. He'll be followed by Josh Tolley and Ruben Tejada. The Angel Pagan home run on the 5th is the difference. 2-1 New York. Called strike 0-2.
Pretty much a typical Giants game, low scoring, close. Of course, as all Giant fans know, that's how this team's going to have to win. They're not going to score a lot of runs. The pitching is fantastic, and you win close games.
That one bounces up there. Vogelsong has not had complete command tonight. He's walked 4 and allowed 5 hits. 4 of them came in the 5th inning when the Mets scored twice.
And he's closing in on about 100 pitches.
You notice where Schierholtz is playing in right, and a called strike 3. Duda is dispatched. Generally speaking, the wind here in San Francisco, as fans in the Bay Area know, blows right to left, and the carom, if a ball hits off the wall in right field, tends to take it, because of the way the wall is angled, back toward right center field. So more often than not, except on a dead pull hitter, more often than not, the right fielder will be positioned as he is right now, well off the line.
Yeah, we had a whole meteorological explanation from Mike Krukow before the game as to the prevailing winds. I used to laugh like crazy, having done all of those games at Candlestick Park in the mid-'70s, when people would come in and talk about the prevailing winds. There was no prevailing wind. It was wind shear.
It went every which way.
Yep. If it was an airport, they would have closed it. Scottsdale Stadium.
Take your pick. Spring training, Candlestick, if you want to worship the old days, or Cooperstown, where the likes of Mays and McCovey and Marichal and Cepeda and Gaylord Perry reside, at least figuratively.
Pretty tough to worship the old days as far as the fans are concerned, and there are the retired numbers. 27 is Marichal, 24, of course, is the Say Hey Kid. Through the history of the Giants, who in the modern era of baseball began back in New York in 01, and they were even before that the New York Gothams. And I'm sitting here thinking about all these years and the statues and McGraw, the manager, and Christy Mathewson, and the fact that the Giants are now in their 54th season in San Francisco, which is almost as long as they were the New York Giants, beginning in 1901, what's considered the modern era of baseball.
This ballpark, one of the most beautiful in the majors, just exudes respect for the Giants' history, both in New York and here in San Francisco. And a moment ago, of course, the shot of the McCovey statue, appropriately situated alongside McCovey Cove.
And Willie McCovey here on most nights. Visited with him again last night. Great to see Tito Fuentes.
Yep.
Is still here doing the Spanish radio.
Infielder on those 60s Giants.
Yeah, in fact, when you and I talked about doing this game, I was hoping there's Tito. He and Chris Spire forming the Giants double play combination.
I thought you were about to say they formed the broadcast combination, which would be very interesting indeed.
Extremely.
The 2-2 pitch is fouled off.
But I really thought the count was going to pitch tonight. I figured Montefusco, it would be his turn in the rotation.
And if he wasn't ready, they'd go to Jim Barr or Ed Halicki, right?
Without, maybe even Ron Bryant.
Bring in the lefty.
Yeah.
This Giants history lesson brought to you courtesy of the Al Michaels Foundation for Broadcast Excellence. The 2-2 pitch.
Non-profit.
Rolled to short. Crawford is up with it. And there's the second out in the 6th.
But this is great fun to come into this ballpark. And as almost all Giants fans know, the checkered history of this franchise going back to '76 when Horace Stoneham ran out of money. And Bob Lurie had to save the team along with a Phoenix cattleman by the name of Bud Herseth. And they bought the team for $8 million. And Lurie and Herseth had never met until an hour before they made the announcement at the Mark Hopkins Hotel. They'd been put together by some investment firm. Each put in $4 million, and that saved the Giants for San Francisco.
Strike one to Tejada. We may not get to it in this half inning, but we will before we take our leave. You have a personal connection to one of the voices of the Giants, Mr. Dwayne Kuiper.
I saw Dwayne Kuiper came up. I think he had something like 3,800 plate appearances. I did every one of his home runs.
Which is a total of one.
August 29th, 1977, Cleveland.
And he likes to claim that was the first time you used the phrase, "Do you believe in miracles?"
That's how I rehearsed it for Lake Placid.
And he managed to jack one out of the park against Steve Stone.
Yep.
Who later would be a Cy Young Award winner.
And later became a
partner
of mine. And here it was in Cleveland. There was Kuiper. Huge crowd on hand that night, as you can see. Then the ball caroms back onto the field. And I have no idea if Dwayne ever wound up with the baseball or not. But he'd been to the plate about 1,000 times before that. The one and only.
Flowing mane beneath that batting helmet.
Right.
A mammoth shot at least 2 rows in.
In the mistake by the lake. So think of Kuiper's career. He got to play at Cleveland Municipal Stadium and Candlestick Park.
But for those who persevere, there is a reward at the end. And now his office is AT&T Park.
Think about that. Pretty much like residing at Alcatraz and Rikers Island and then moving to Hillsborough.
Al with yet another arcane reference, but amusing nonetheless.
Let me put it to you this way. Hillsborough is like, the not the Hamptons, but what's the top suburb in New York?
Well, the Hamptons is well out there.
Well out there, but Hillsborough is Scarsdale.
Scarsdale's a good call.
There you go.
High rent district. 1-2 pitch coming to Tejada. 2-2.
So I guess Atherton has usurped Hillsborough now as the heart of Silicon Valley. There you go. That's the end of that. Let's get back to baseball.
I know you aced every geography course you ever took.
Right.
Practically memorized the atlas. Comes in handy now and then. The 2-2 pitch. And the count runs full. You look out from the broadcast booth and take in the full expanse of this ballpark. There cannot be a more appealing vista in all of baseball. There are some that are in the discussion. Pittsburgh, Baltimore. There are others who have longer history, Fenway, Wrigley. But this is a perfect baseball setting.
They got it right, because we've seen situations where cities have built stadiums and they'll build it and then they'll say, why didn't we think of this, or this doesn't quite work, or the seats don't face the appropriate spots on the diamond.
Yep.
And you look around this place and you go, this is perfect.
They did just about everything right here. Another 3-2 pitch. And ball 4, although Vogelsong, who has been unhappy with the plate umpire David Rackley all night, both Vogelsong and Whiteside thought they had Tejada struck out. Instead, it's Vogelsong's 5th walk. And Bochy stalking up and down, really steamed. Rackley thought it was a bit low. Whiteside was on his way to the dugout. Vogelsong was walking off the mound.
Sure.
But Tejada was strolling to first. So now Dickey bats and cuts and misses.
Vogelsong had only 27 walks in 84 innings coming in, so that's less than 1 per 3 innings. And it may seem like no big deal with Dickey at the plate, but if you get the number 8 hitter, that means the number 9 hitter starts the next inning instead of having the leadoff hitter up there.
Dickey pokes one to the right side. Tejada can't come up with it, and it's an infield hit.
Well, it is a bigger deal than just having the leadoff hitter coming up.
Righetti coming out. That was Vogelsong's 101st pitch as he tries to get through the 6th.
And for the moment, the Giants have no activity in the bullpen, but that is going to end in a couple of seconds here, because they will have some action down there. It'll be
Jeremy Affeldt headed down there.
Right, who hurt himself the other night, strained a calf muscle when he celebrated. Had to keep him out once, but the lefty goes down to warm up, and then, as all Giant fans know, you get down to guys like Romo and Lopez, and then Wilson to close it out if they have the lead.
Here, Al, here's a little slice of history.
Oh, look at that. That's Bob Lurie. We talked about Bob with the great Lon Simmons. I loved Lon. Lon was my partner back in 1976 with Ron Bryant, who was the ace of the staff in 1974. And, well, I had some stylist, didn't I?
I like the jacket.
I borrowed it from Charlie Fox, who was the manager at that time.
A bold pattern is always wise, something that will moray on camera.
Charlie was a Beau Brummel. He used to call me, we were on the road. He says, "Are you wearing that jacket tonight?" I said, "What is it to you, Charlie? Is this like a wedding?"
Here's Pagan, who homered in his last at-bat, rolls this one meekly to second. Dickey fell down between first and second. And Tejada throws Pagan out, and Vogelsong avoids further difficulty.
Flash forward to the bottom of the fourth inning. Dave Parker barely by inches just misses a home run. Candy Maldonado with the hesitation, allowing Jose Canseco to score, and he fails to get Dave Parker at second base. So the Oakland A's take.
I'll tell you what, we're having an early.
We are still, as we can tell, on the air, and I guess you are hearing us, even though we have no picture and no return audio, and we will be back, we hope, from San Francisco in just a moment.
You know, Al, kidding you in the last half inning about your obsession with geography and maps, but it really came in handy that night amid the tragedy of the earthquake of the 1989 World Series. That and the fact that you had lived in this area for a while. You knew all the streets and byways, and you were able to identify it all when you donned the newsman's hat. ABC had no presence here except their sports presence. So Ted Koppel and Peter Jennings in Washington and in New York were relying on you, and luckily you knew just about every inch of the landscape here.
And it's only 22 years ago, but things would be covered so much differently and more thoroughly these days.
Huff grounds out to start the bottom of the sixth as Dickey clings to that 2-1 lead.
We were lucky in the sense that we had the blimp. Of course, there is the Bay Bridge, and it was that one section of the cantilever portion which went down. And of course, I said it on the air at the time, I can't think of a more important artery in any major metropolitan area than the Bay Bridge, connecting the East Bay to San Francisco.
Schierholtz drives one to deep right. If it's fair, this is a tie game, and it is. Splash. Floating in McCovey Cove, and at this point, Schierholtz ought to be floating around the bases. The way he has swung the bat of late. 2 home runs on Wednesday night, including the 14th inning game winner. And this one to tie it in the 6th. There's a guy who came prepared not just to grab the ball, but to celebrate Schierholtz.
He did it 48 hours ago to beat San Diego, and he keeps moving up in the lineup. And Bruce Bochy was posed the question the other night, what about Schierholtz in the cleanup spot? He said, well, I like him where he is right now, 6th, and now tonight he's 5th. And I guess by after the All-Star break, he will be 4th, the way it's going right now.
That was his 7th homer of the year. Huff and Sandoval lead the team with 8 apiece. Rowan chops one. Charging is Tejada to throw him out.
Nate Schierholtz, Nate the Great.
At least of late.
Very good. Aye, mate.
And at this rate, he will be hitting cleanup.
At this rate, we'll be out of work tomorrow.
When you're only on for a couple innings, you should sort of throw caution to the winds, I guess.
Correct. And we're better to throw them to the winds than San Francisco.
Well, that ball was hammered.
Yep.
Dickey got one up around the letters, and Schierholtz just jumped on it. So here's Miguel Tejada, who prior to Wednesday night, of course, had played a lot of shortstop, a lot of third base, had never even taken ground balls at second base. Handled 5 chances flawlessly Wednesday against the Padres, and has played second base without serious incident here tonight.
Giants need anybody to play second base, with Freddie Sanchez on the disabled list. They hope to have him back maybe by the middle of August. Bill Hall got hurt last night, several stitches.
Spiked.
He's gone. And so Tejada may be playing a lot of second base in the near future.
How to play down the right field line. So Angel Pagan with a 2-run homer in the top of the 5th that briefly gave the Mets the 2-1 lead. Then Schierholtz with the homer that ties it and makes a happy paddler out of that guy. Swing and a miss, but the ball gets away. Tejada to first, aboard on the strikeout, which is an occupational hazard for a knuckleballer like Dickey.
And once again, you throw the knuckleball and anything can happen. And at the end, a swing and a miss. Totally can't handle it. And the Giants have a 2-out base runner. The go-ahead runner first base, and Whiteside, the number 8 hitter, coming up.
Schierholtz, the man of the hour. Whiteside a chance to don Hero's laurels, as he did last night with a home run against the Padres.
Now the Giants will get Affeldt back up in the bullpen. He was up when Vogelsong was in trouble in the prior half inning, and the reason he's getting up right now is because if Whiteside gets on, you get the pitcher due up next. And for the moment, they already have Cody Ross out in the on-deck circle.
Whiteside hammers one to center, pretty well hit. On the run and hauling it in is Angel Pagan. So the Giants settle for the game-tying homer off the bat of the sizzling Nate Schierholtz. Up in the zone and out into McCovey Cove. Jim Leland and his Marlins, a wild card entry, win the World Series in 1997. Called that on NBC with Bob Uecker and Joe Morgan. Of course, the tie-in, there was the young Edgar Renteria at age 23 with the winning base hit in the World Series. And later, at the tail end of his career, he's the MVP of last year's World Series for these Giants.
And what's better than a 7th game of the World Series in baseball that goes down to the end? Nothing. Not a thing.
And that one went extra innings.
Well, maybe this one will too.
With the whole thing hinging on every pitch.
We go to the 7th inning, and it will be Turner, Beltran, and Murphy. Game tied at 2. Turner tonight is 0 for 3. Grounded out twice and fly to center. Batting .258. Number 2 hitter in the Giants order. Affeldt stays up in the bullpen. Because after Turner, you've got Beltran, who's the switch hitter. Then you go to the left-hand hitting Daniel Murphy. And Vogelsong up and over the 100 pitch count. One and two. Be interesting to see if Vogelsong gets into the game on Tuesday night in Phoenix. I mean, he'll be well rested. You take a look at somebody like Kane, who can't even go because he's going to pitch on Sunday, and I'm sure Bochy will, if he can, get Ryan into the game.
For those who keep track of such things, the home run in the last inning by Nate Schierholtz was his first ever splash home run into the Cove. He previously hit one that landed in the drink on a bounce. Pablo Sandoval had the only other pure water shot this year for the Giants prior to that one from Schierholtz.
The only pure water shot.
Yeah.
Just one.
It's filtered water. Unpure water, you wouldn't want to. It's not potable, you know what I mean?
No. 2-2. I know all Giant fans know that if you watch the telecast, but I'd forgotten about it. I was surprised that no right-handed batter had ever hit one.
Well, when you consider the height of the wall and there's an expanse beyond the stands before you get to the cove,
right,
you'd really have to have some opposite field power to send one into the cove from the right side.
And that's grounded down to short. And one up and one down. Crawford takes care of Turner. Beltran will come up. Let's go back to the World Series with Renteria last year against Texas.
He did have a flair for the big moments in the big stage, didn't he?
A decade apart.
Yep.
More than that.
Both as a youngster with the Marlins and as a sage old veteran with the Giants.
Carlos Beltran tonight with a single and a double. 2 for 3. Each team 2 runs, 6 hits. And the only error in the game belongs to the Mets. And that's grounded toward the middle, and it's Tejada backhanding and throwing. And there's a guy who looks like he's played second base his entire career.
Well, when you're a baseball player, maybe you're just a baseball player.
Right.
Some play.
So they have to go to Tejada, a shortstop and a third baseman, his entire career. Second game as a second baseman, and a great play to take a base hit away from Beltran. 2 down, and Murphy to the plate right now. Murphy 1 for 2 plus a sacrifice. 2 down, 7th inning. 2-2.
Al, in contrast to Vogelsong, who has now moved well past 100 pitches, R.A. Dickey is yet to throw 80. Likely that Vogelsong will be hit for in the bottom half of this inning.
He's due to lead off, so this figures to be his last inning of work. And that's hit in the air in foul territory, and Sandoval will give chase, but run out of room at the tarp. 111 pitches right now for Vogelsong, right up to the moment. And if you watch the Giant games, and most of you do, you know the whole story. We talked to Bruce Bochy before the game, and I asked him the chances that Vogelsong was going to make this team in spring training when spring training started, and Bruce said 0.
Not only makes the team, cracks the rotation when Barry Zito goes on the DL in April, capitalizes on that, and a guy with a sub 500 career record in the majors and an ERA of almost 6 pitches his way into the All-Star game.
And so now you have Vogelson, who's established himself in the rotation, and Zito is back and pitching well. Excess of riches.
And back from really oblivion in Zito's case, the Giants had to figure, look, we just got to swallow hard and pay off the contract. This guy's close to worthless.
Right.
He's 3-0 with an ERA under 2. In fact, under 1.5, 1.29 since coming off the disabled list. Threw 8 strong innings last night against the Padres. Only 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks.
And that's hit into left field for a base hit. So Murphy picks up his second hit of the night, and that'll bring up Jason Bay, who has walked twice and grounded into a force. Another close game. The Giants playing so many of them, so many one-run games.
Fully half their victories, 25 of the 50, have been by 1 run. They have the best record in one-run games of any team in the majors, 25-12.
So many games the Giants play. Nail biters. Sort of a ballpark manicurist. Murphy, the runner at first base with 2 down. The first game of a 3-game weekend series. And then the All-Star break. A one-hopper to Sandoval. And that'll do it. Vogelson pitching 7 strong innings, tied 2-2.
Out in the 9th inning. 6-0 Giants. Here's the stretch. The pitch to Garrett. Swung on a grounder to Montañez. Shortstop touches the bat. No-hitter. Ed Halecki in his first full season in the major leagues. Not even full because he really started it in the minors. Came up in the middle of last season. Was 1-8 in 1974. Sent to the minors until May. He has pitched so well all season long, and it culminates in a no-hitter before a crowd of 24,132 at Candlestick Park.
You didn't know they had that one in the archives,
no,
did you?
I didn't. Somebody taped that. Somebody had it on a cassette, and I thanked them because I had never heard that. To this day, Ed Halecki throwing that no-hitter. And then the following season, at the end of the year, the Count, John Montefusco, pitched a no-hitter.
Here's Cody Ross batting for Vogelsong in the bottom of the 7th.
And Ross to lead off as the pinch hitter, to be followed by Torres and Crawford. 2-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. I have never told this story, but I swear to you, my broadcast partner that year was Art Ekman. And the Giants had played in the Cooperstown game, the Hall of Fame game. We had to go there on a Monday in August between New York and Pittsburgh to play the Red Sox. And the night before the game, we are sitting in a restaurant in Utica with Ed Halecki and John Montefusco as Ross hits one into shallow center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit, and Ross takes a wide turn and holds on. So a looping bloop single to get the bottom of the 7th inning started for Ross. We're sitting there, the 4 of us, and I'm telling Halecki and Montefusco there's nothing greater for an announcer than a no-hitter. And it can't be any greater for a pitcher either. And they're sitting there, and I'm telling them about no-hitters I had seen, no-hitters I had heard about. And wouldn't you know it, Halecki throws a no-hitter in August, and Montefusco throws one the next year.
They were just trying to help you out.
There you go.
Boost your career.
Right.
There's Emmanuel Burris, speedy utility man, who runs for Ross, who has a balky hamstring and really can't do anything but pinch hit at this point, and deliver the bloop single.
And Torres takes low, ball 1. So Vogelsong goes 7 innings and gives up 2 runs tonight. Cannot lose the game, can only win it if the Giants take the lead and are never headed or have no decision. And that's grounded foul off to the right to count 1 ball and 1 strike. Tim Burdack now gets up in the Mets bullpen. Lefty.
There's Burdack. This one has all the makings, Al, of another giant nail biter, another 1-run game, another down-to-the-wire affair, which seems to be all they play. Call it torture, or this year's version, torment. They usually wind up on the long end of it.
I'm smelling 19 innings.
You know what? I wouldn't mind. In this ballpark, the one time you and I get to work together, I wouldn't mind. As long as they bring us something to eat around the 14th, I'm okay.
Well, I'm working on 16 years rest, so I'm ready.
Right.
And that's hit in the air to shallow right center field. And this time the catch will be made by Pagan for the out. So Burris at first base now with 1 out, and Brandon Crawford, who has struck out, grounded out, and fly to right field 0 for 3 coming up. This ballpark, and of course we can't say enough about it, we just love this place. The Giants selling out every game this season. Every game. You know, Bob, I keep thinking about when I was doing the Giants are playing in a terrible ballpark with a bad team, going bankrupt, drawing nobody, in horrible weather. And we all looked south, fans and players, with Dodger envy. Because there were the Dodgers playing in a magnificent, fairly new stadium, about a dozen years in the second market, going to the World Series every other year, terrific teams, and selling out every night. And now, 36, 37 years later, think about it.
And the Dodger flag is at the bottom of that pole.
In so many ways, too. And here are the Dodgers in Chapter 11, announcing tickets sold, but it's really kind of a ghost town most nights, in last place, a complete mess. And the Giants playing in this ballpark, world champions, in first place, and selling out every night. Go figure, as you like to say.
Reversal of fortunes.
And it's hit high in the air to right center field. And Beltran tells Pagan he'll take care of it, but he's not lying. 2 down.
That's Willie Mays Plaza, Al, beautifully lit to enhance the effect. You know, there are many striking statues that pay tribute to the iconic players of various franchises. I don't like any better than this one, not just because it's a terrific likeness of Willie as he completes a swing, but engraved on either side aren't just his career achievements, but the most poetic tributes to him over the years, from managers, from ball players, from sports writers, that capture the idea, even for those too young to have seen him play, that the numbers alone only tell a small portion of the story. You had to see him play. You had to feel what it was like to watch Willie Mays.
In the air to right center field, and Pagan will hold this one in for the out. Good to be with you, folks. You get your boys back when we go to the 8th. Game tied at 2.
Thanks, everybody.
And I got to be honest with you, I wasn't too keen on hearing that Kruk and Kite weren't going to be with us for a couple of innings tonight. But if we had to lose them for a couple of innings, at least they were replaced by two of the best all-around sports broadcasters of all time, Al Michaels and Bob Costas. It was sure fun to listen to them, and you can listen to some more with them. I caught up with both of the gentlemen, a couple of Amy G's Giants exclusive on csnbayarea.com right now. But Kruk and Kite, glad to have you back.
All right, thanks, Amy. It's a 2-2 ball game, but it's time for a change. Things speedy. Oil change and tune-up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Javier Lopez, the new pitcher for the Giants, and these are his numbers. First half, 44th time he's come in for Bruce Bochy. 4-1, 2.16 ERA. He has been fantastic.
He's facing Nick Evans. Nick Evans, a pinch hitter. And hitting for Lucas Duda. Bouncing ball slowly hit to Sandoval. Sandoval charging and throwing, and they got him. Romo now in the bullpen.
Kind of a different night for Ryan Vogelsong than we've been used to seeing him have. A little erratic with the command of his fastball. A 5-walk night for Vogelsong.
None of the walks scored, but it really forced him to throw a lot of pitches tonight.
He had to really pitch, and by that I mean he really had to rely on a lot of tricks and everything that I'm sure he's learned in his career.
This has popped up. Brandon Crawford backpedaling, 2 outs.
But that's the beauty of Ryan Vogelsong at age 33. I mean, he can beat you and keep you in a ball game even when he doesn't have his great stuff. He's a pitcher, and tonight was a clear example of that. I mean, the only other time he's had a high walk total was when he faced these Mets in New York. In 4 innings, he had 4 walks. So whatever it is about this Mets uniform, it causes him to have a little problem with his command. But hey, he got through 7 innings, gave up just 2 runs. Very solid performance by Vogelsong, even when he did not have his A1 stuff. He can pitch.
Here's Tejada. Tejada takes a strike. He was part of the scoring in the 5th. He singled and then came in on the Angel Pagan home run. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
That's really what Javier Lopez has evolved into. He's no longer just a left-hander specialist. I mean, he can get right-handers out as well.
No balls and 2 strikes. He got him, and that ends the inning. Lopez does the job. Giants are coming up.
All right, time now for our game summary. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. It's 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Mets through 8 innings. The Giants have hit 7 times. They've scored 2. They've gotten 7 hits, no errors. R.A. Dickey and Ryan Vogelsong involved in a good old-fashioned duel with both starters allowing just 2 runs. It's now a bullpen game. Angel Pagan was the violator when it came to Ryan Vogelsong. He gave up he hit a 2-run homer in the 5th inning, and that was the big thing for the Mets. That is our Toyota game summary. Right now, a new pitcher for the Mets is Tim Burdack. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. And this is what Burdack has done for Terry Collins, the skipper of the Mets this year. 38th time he's come in, 1-0, 4.15 ERA. And look at the strikeout walk ratio. A 3-1 strikeout walk, 28 strikeouts to 9 walks. And Burdack will go high 80s fastball with a slurpy breaking ball. But pretty good sink on the fastball. So he's got 2 looks he can give you, but kind of a 2-pitch guy. You see a lot of slurs to left-handed hitters.
Evans now at first base as Huff stands in. And a bouncing ball up the middle. It is the second baseman Turner, and he makes the play. And Huff is retired. I was about to say, for Aubrey Huff, anybody but Dickey.
Well, it was Nate Schierholtz who stepped up in the 6th inning with 1 out against R.A. Dickey and did this. He homered 57th time that the Giants have hit a splash hit. And you saw Bonds Navy referring to Schierholtz as Nate the Great. Appropriately so. That was a long potato. Home run number 7 for Schierholtz. He's on a tear with the long ball right now.
Facing the lefty. Down low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Burdack, the only lefty in the Mets bullpen.
Well, you save your spot to use him, right? And the 2 of the Giants' best hitters, both lefties, coming up back to back. That's what the Mets manager. So he determined that now's the time to use Burdack. Schierholtz takes up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two to 2 ball game. 3-1 with Rowan on deck. I'm going to tell you, I wasn't digging it that much that there were 2 other guys sitting in our chair. I got to admit it.
Well, you are a bit territorial. I've known that about you for a while.
Thinking, what are they doing over there? 3-1 to Schierholtz. Now timeout is called.
You see the defense pretty stayed away.
And the walk to Schierholtz, and the Giants will take that.
And that's the last thing that Terry Collins wanted to see Burdack do, and that's going to be it for Burdack. Collins going to the right-hander right now.
So we'll have a new pitcher. We're going to take a break. It's a 2-2 ball game. We'll be back. And we have a new pitcher.
Well, it's Pedro Beato, and this has really been a great story for the Mets. They picked him up on a Rule 5 from Baltimore. And this 24-year-old right-hander, 6'4", 225-pounder, has a great fastball. It's a low to mid-90s sinker. And, I mean, it's heavy. He's got a slider and a curveball to go with it. But he's a guy you bring into an existing inning. He can get you a ground ball. And, you know, Rule 5 guys, they can be a bit of a dice roll. But he has been a very good success story for this Mets team. You saw the numbers for Beato. It's the 31st time he's come into a ball game. And the other thing, too, about a guy who's got a really good sinker like Beato, and he can get you a strikeout as well. It's 2-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. And it normally is 1-to-1 with a guy with a power sinker, but he's a 2-to-1. That's good.
Quick throw. Schierholtz back.
What you hope for when you have a sinker baller coming in there, they pitch the contact. They usually put the ball in play. You hope that those ground balls find holes.
On the ground to short, just like you said. 6, 4, 3, and on one pitch, that ends the inning. 9th inning coming up. Junior Giant stretch drive. Many of you have called in and shared fond memories of watching McCovey's career. You've been inspired by Big Mac. Thank you again for your calls tonight. You can still help us provide this program for over 17,000 girls and boys. Just visit jrgiants.org to make a donation. It's a 2-2 ball game. May have heard in the background a little late music for Brian Wilson. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
The numbers for Brian Wilson, 42nd time he's come in, 6-1, 2.81 ERA, 40 strikeouts in 41 2/3. Bruce Bochy came in and made sure that they announced Scott Harrison, the right-handed hitter, and then he took Javier Lopez out and brought in Brian Wilson.
So there's your matchup. Hairston, Wilson.
I don't fear the beard. I love it. Unleash the beard. I haven't seen one of those yet.
Oh, we good. Good beard signs all over the ballpark.
Now consider the beard unleashed. Angry beards. Well, that's a beard and a half is what that is.
So here's Hairston. And he takes outside for a ball. Hairston hitting .238. He's got 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Pagan on deck. And then Turner. On the ground, Sandoval. It's foul. Easy, young lady, but a nice play.
It's a ball, babe.
As we scramble to find out who that is, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's Mishon Mills.
Should have known that. 1 and 2.
He was a winner at the Ball Dude Camp in 2009, born in Reno.
Let's see why.
He's a retired deputy sheriff. And there you see Ron Qualls over at the first base line.
1 and 2 to Hairston. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I tell you, the stress level was high right there, trying to find out the name for
our ball bay makes a play. We got to find out. You know, Costas and Michaels come in and they throw all our stuff away. Seriously, what are they doing? There's a foul out of play. We come back and all of our stuff. I got to check see if my phone is here, my ring is here.
Then you're good.
Yeah, my iPad. So they didn't take everything.
Wallet's gone. Wow.
To the backstop. 3 and 2.
Add on there, got underneath it. I mean, that was an easy take.
So we were over there. It was fun.
Well, it's good to be back home.
But it is good to be back home. We had to travel a long way to get back home. Yeah, right there. 3 and 2. Hit high and deep down the line. Rowan's going back. He's going to run out of room. It is gone. And that's a pinch hit home run for Hairston.
That's not the first time that Hairston has torched the Giants. Three-two fastball out over the plate at the belt, and he nails it. And it's just a matter of how far it was going to go out. Ouch.
Here's Pagan. And Pagan bunts it foul. Here's Affelt. Second home run of the game for the Mets. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. With that, Francisco Rodriguez gets loose in the bullpen. Two balls and 1 strike. Foul back. It's 2 and 2.
I think that's the hardest thing for any pitcher. Come to a game that's a tie ball game where your team's ahead, and all of a sudden you give it up. Your emotions go right over the wall with that home run. And it really is hard to get your focus back because you got a job to do. You got to get the next guy out.
That's right. You got to limit the damage to the 1 run. Nice catch by a fan. 2 and 2.
All right, let's see that catch. Ooh, a high backhander. Brought his glove. Star.
So it's 3-2 to Pagan. Out of play. Pagan putting up a good fight for the Giants in the ninth. They will have Tejada, Whiteside, and the pitcher spot. Giants have Stewart, Burrow, and Fontenot left. This is bounced foul. Burris has been used, and so has Cody Ross. Both used in the same at bat.
There's Francisco Rodriguez.
Lined. Torres is going to spin around, and he dropped it. In and out of his glove. And Pagan's at second base.
Now that would have been a sensational play by Torres. Got back very quickly on it, and as he turned around, ball started to take off, and this may have been a knuckleball. Let's this thing take off. Hits low in the thumb, and they have ruled it an error.
So here's Turner. Probably see Turner try to bunt here. In the air, it'll be Wilson who makes the play as he got out of the way of the diving Whiteside. And here's Bruce Bochy, and he's going to the pen.
Collision play. Wilson, who is very quick off the mound, goes down there and makes the snag, avoids the contact, and immediately checks the runner.
Effelt's coming in. Hairston has hit the home run in this inning to give the Mets the lead. We'll be back. Affeld has come in to face Carlos Beltran.
The numbers for Jeremy Affeld through 43 games. Solid first half. 1-2, 3.11 ERA, 33 strikeouts and 37 2/3 against 14 walks. 3-pitch pitcher. Fastball, go low to mid-90s with a big, hard curveball and a split.
Beltran with a couple of hits tonight.
You wonder why they brought Affeld in. Beltran, a switch hitter, hitting 308 from the left side, 223 from the right side. So Bochy wanted him to swing the bat right-handed. And he did not want to use up a lot of extra pitches from Wilson. Wilson pitched yesterday. He pitched 2 innings the day before that. So Bochy just protecting his closer.
And the runner goes. And Whiteside's throw is going to be just a million miles late.
Well, that changes everything with the defense. Watch the jump from Pagan.
I don't think there's been some scouts in this part.
Yeah. Now they're definitely going to take advantage of the Giants' running game. So now the Giants have to bring their infield defense in. And it has become a full-fledged strikeout situation for Jeremy Affeld.
It's not going to matter as there's a base hit to left field, and it's a 4-2 lead. So give Beltran an RBI, his 58th of the year, and the hitter will be Daniel Murphy.
Murphy's had a good night. We're impressed with the balance in his approach. Guys have not been able to get him off his back foot. He has really let the ball get deep to him, uses the whole field.
Pass tough into right field, a base hit. Beltran will stop at second. It looked like Murphy was aiming for that hole.
And you look at his solid balance and approach, and no surprise he's hitting over 300.
So Ramon Ramirez is now going to come into the game as Bruce Bochy is trying to keep this game at a 2-run deficit. So we'll have a new pitcher. It's 4-2 New York, and we'll be back.
that. They'll recap the A's Rangers game. They'll give you all the latest news on the NFL lockout, and they'll give you highlights from and around the American and National League West. Check it all out.
4-2 New York. 2 runs here in the 9th. Is Ramirez. He's going after Jason Bay. The knuckleballer. R.A. Dickey started for the Mets. Brian Vogelsong for the Giants. Both gave up 2 runs. Outside to Bay. 1 ball and no strikes. That's with 10 hits tonight. Good swing by Bay as he fouls it straight back.
Yeah, that's what a power guy should look like in a 2-0 count with a fastball coming at him. Parnell, the right-hander, has got up and he's starting to get loose.
I suppose 1, right, is for a non-save situation.
Yeah, if it's a save situation, you'll see Rodriguez. If this inning goes large and it becomes a non-save situation, you'll see Parnell.
2-2.
Good hard slider. So Whiteside wanted to see that slider again, but perhaps a bit too low, a bit too far outside. Let's watch the block work by Eli Whiteside. Textbook perfect.
Three and 2. Runners go. Fouled at the plate.
No surprise there. Terry Collins very aggressive, turning these guys loose. They lead the National League in stolen bases. Now, granted, their number 1 stolen base guy, Jose Reyes, is on the disabled list, and that takes away 30 stolen bases. But they are an aggressive team. They will go again, 3-2.
And Ramirez will spin around and chase Beltran back. Three and 2. Out of play. This time the 2 base runners, Beltran and Murphy, did not go. And Ramirez went right after Bay with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 3 and 2. Out of play.
Good pitch. Perfect location and a good stay-alive hack there by Jason Bay to see another pitch. Slider, knee-high, outside corner, perfect location. Don't want to walk a guy and set up a runner at third, less than 2 out scenario for free. So you got to put the pressure on the hitter.
Ramirez steps off. Three balls, 2 strikes. Got him.
Blew right through him on a 3-2 challenge fastball. Took a lot of time. Kind of iced Jason Bay down. And that's a big strikeout. Just a challenge. See ya. And it always looks better with Ultramo. Do that ball by him. Our Toyota Ultrama, so revealing.
Here's Evans. Evans, a pinch hitter in the 8th. He's 0 for 1. And a swing and a miss. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Just off the plate to even the count. Four runs on 10 hits for New York. 2 runs on 7 hits for the Giants. Now, Beltran has definitely got Ramirez's attention.
Well, that's your job if you're a base runner. Get inside that pitcher's head a little bit.
Outside, 2-1.
Nick Evans still looking for his first hit since being called up.
Runners go. They do not go. Well, how about this? 1 went, 1 didn't.
Yeah, they need to get their signals down a little more pat, because there was a cross up there. Beltran does not go, but if you look over at first base, Daniel Murphy did a pretty good jump. There was a swing through there. You got 2 guys standing at second base.
Line drive, base hit. Here comes Torres. He cannot up with it cleanly. Beltran scores, and the Mets add on. It has been a big 9th inning for New York. Led by Scott Hairston's pinch hit home run off of Brian Wilson.
Like a little sinker he tried to come backdoor with. And Evans, looking for his first hit in 16 at bats, comes through in a big way, and that adds on. Evans was not having any fun prior to that AB. 0 for 16 with 8 strikeouts.
Here's Tolle, who takes high, 1-0. On the ground, it's Crawford to Tejada, and that'll finally end it. Guys down by 3. Rodriguez coming in. right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Pregame live will start at 5:30. It'll be Chris Capuano against Tim Lincecum. Looking forward to it.
"5-2 Mets. We're in the bottom of the ninth inning. We have a new pitcher for the Mets. It's going to be Francisco Rodriguez, their closer. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. And those are the numbers for Rodriguez. 22 saves and 25 save ops, 45 strikeouts in 41 2/3. 16 walks. He is just eating up right-handers, just hitting .203 against them. Lefties, however, is a different story. And you're going to see a fastball, 87-91, with a really good change. Kind of a slurry breaking ball. You'll see a lot of 3-ball counts. You will nibble.
And Tejada will lead things off. And the first pitch challenge, and it's an 0-1 to Miguel Tejada. 1 for 3 tonight. Tejada on the ground. It's the shortstop, Tejada, and they're going to say that Evans touched Tejada, and Tejada's saying no. So Bruce Bochy must have had a pretty good angle where he thought that Evans made a decent play.
Well, once it got by Murphy, it was going to be a tough play. But Tejada trying to avoid the tag from Evans.
I think he tagged him.
I couldn't tell.
Here's Whiteside.
I think he got a piece of the shirt.
He did. Whiteside pops it up. Evans coming over into the dugout, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Look at
swing. Lanced off the gentleman's forehead. Yep. 1-2. And Whiteside out swinging.
And there's that changeup. We first saw Rodriguez back in the 2002 World Series when he was with the Angels in the World Series. He was kind of a 2-pitch guy, fastball, mid-90s, and a nasty curveball. As his velocity has declined, he's come up with a changeup, as you saw it there, strike 3 with Eli Whiteside, and has become a very good strikeout pitcher, both righties and lefties for him. So it's been a new look. And really has maintained his effectiveness.
Burrow, slow, tapper. Tejada got him, and that's the ball game. So the Mets come in here on a Friday night, and they continue to play well. They've now won 5 of 6. They take game 1 of this 3-game series. And tip your cap to the Mets. They score 3 runs in the 9th, and they hold on to beat the Giants.
Well, a rare bump in the road for the Giants bullpen. But it really was a night of excellent pitching between R.A. Dickey and Ryan Vogelsong, a duel. And this game was determined late. Giants going to have to regroup and get them tomorrow.
Final score, the New York Mets 5, the San Francisco Giants 2. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews and the wrap. Well, it's coming up, but first let's go to Sportsnet Central for this update.